Every year, humanity produces over 2 billion tons of waste, enough to fill 800,000 Olympic swimming pools. We bury it in landfills, we dump it in oceans, and we even send it across borders. Yet the mountain keeps growing. So here's the radical question. What if we dumped it into volcanoes? It sounds insane, and yet, on paper, it seems genius. Volcanoes are nature's furnaces, reaching temperatures over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt rock, vaporize metal, and obliterate nearly anything man-made. Could we finally erase the planet's waste problem by throwing it into the Earth's fiery core? If the idea seems so perfect, why hasn't anyone seriously done it? What do scientists know that we don't? To understand the idea, we need to start with the problem. For most of human history, trash wasn't really an issue. Early societies reused, repurposed, or composted nearly everything. Waste was organic: food scraps, wood, cloth, and it returned to nature easily. But then came the Industrial Revolution, and with it, a new kind of waste. Plastics, chemicals, metals. Materials that don't decay, that linger for centuries. Landfills grew taller than city skylines. Oceans turned into plastic soup. Scientists estimate that by 2050, there could be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Desperate for solutions, engineers explored every possibility: recycling, incineration, even launching trash into space. And that's when someone looked down instead of up at the planet's own natural incinerators: volcanoes. On the surface, the logic made sense. Volcanoes already destroy forests, melt rock, and spew gas into the sky. They're powerful enough to erase entire cities. So why not let them erase our garbage too? Some even imagined cargo drones or pipelines delivering trash directly into active volcanoes, letting magma swallow our waste forever. But then geologists and volcanologists stepped in. And the fantasy. When you throw anything into lava, it doesn't just disappear. Lava isn't like water. It's a thick, dense liquid rock that doesn't mix easily. Trash would float, smolder, and release toxic gases before ever melting completely. Plastic, for example, breaks down into chlorine, sulfur dioxide, and dioxins, highly toxic compounds that can poison air for miles. Worse, dumping waste into a volcano could trigger explosive reactions. When solid or liquid waste hits molten magma, it instantly converts moisture into steam, expanding violently. The result? Small-scale eruptions or explosive geysers of toxic gas. Scientists have actually tested this on a tiny scale. When researchers threw small objects into lava flows in Hawaii, the results were unpredictable. Some melted slowly, some burst into flames, and others exploded. Now imagine scaling that up to tons of waste. It wouldn't be a cleanup, it would be a disaster. If we dumped even 1% of the world's annual waste into volcanoes, we'd release billions of tons of carbon dioxide, methane, and toxic fumes directly into the atmosphere. Instead of solving pollution, we'd multiply it, accelerating climate change, acid rain, and air toxicity. And then there's logistics. There are only about 1,500 active volcanoes on Earth, most located far from population centres. Transporting waste across continents to reach them would create even more emissions. In the end, we wouldn't be erasing waste. We'd just be redistributing it from the ground to the air. In the 1960s, people proposed launching trash into space. But each rocket launch costs millions, and one failed launch could scatter radioactive debris across the sky. In the 1980s, mass incineration seemed promising, until we realized it released dioxins and heavy metals into the air. Every time humanity tried to burn away its mistakes, and every time the consequences burned back. Because waste isn't just a physical problem, it's systemic. It's cultural. It's about how we live, what we consume, and how we measure progress. We recycle plastics that often end up in landfills anyway. We export waste to poorer nations, pretending it's being reused. And all the while, global waste production keeps climbing. In 2023, Earth produced over 2.3 billion tons of solid waste. And that number could reach 3.8 billion by 2050. Out of sight, out of mind. Whether it's a landfill or a lava pit, the goal is the same. Make the problem disappear without changing our behaviour. So what can we learn from this fiery thought experiment? 1. There are no shortcuts to sustainability. Burning, burying, or hiding waste only moves the problem elsewhere. The real solution lies in reducing production and designing materials that last. 2. Nature is powerful, but not a dumping ground. Volcanoes are magnificent systems that shape planets, not dumpsters for human excess. Interfering with them risks unpredictable consequences. 3. The waste crisis is a reflection of values, not volume. What we throw away tells us what we truly value and how disposable we've made our world. Every time we've tried to burn away our problems, the smoke always finds its way back. So maybe the real question isn't what happens if we dump our trash into volcanoes, but what happens when we stop pretending the fire isn't already burning.